Evening, gents. We're out here in a random paddock grabbing a trailer. This is my friend Tyler, and we're off to pick up a rusty, broken pile of shit.
Yeah.
So we're off to Timaru to grab that. We'll get there and I'll let you know what's happened with it. But we're just gonna have a quick 30-second look around here, and I'm going to show you a car you're going to see in a future video, or a couple of future videos, eh Tyler?
If Sam says so. Yeah.
Yeah, I say so.
Yeah.
Because this is cool, and this is something I've always wanted, and this is something he won't give me. So let's go have a look at that. So this hidden behind here, if anyone is able to quickly tell what this back end is, I'll give you 10 seconds to work it out. But it's old, it's American, and it's fantastic. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a 1959 Chevy Impala. And how majestic will it be when it's done? Actually, it's still majestic in the state it's in now, but this is a really cool car, see? So, when Tyler bumps up some motivation to work on it, I plan to be here because I love Impalas.
Yeah, you kind of hard not to, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's impossible not to love Impalas.
Yeah. It's yeah, it'll be different, shall we say, once it's done.
Yeah, so he's got a couple of cool plans to make the Impala a bit different, which I'm not going to divulge, but kind of cool ideas. Probably not something I would do, but still cool nonetheless. So at some point you'll know about that.
Take my pride away from me. You don't ever listen, and you live with your complacency. You don't.
Stopped in Rakai for some diesel, which the pumps are unavailable. Just noticed a wee bend on the trailer.
You know what you should use the clutch for before, but you know.
Smug guard was pretty much hitting the tyre.
Oh, anyone needs a clutch fork as well.
With a pun?
Anyone needs a clutch fork? It's
Maybe.
20-deck clutch fork.
Never used to repair a trailer.
Never. It's brand new out of the box.
I'm sure someone will want it. I've never seen so many people in repair in my life. The line when I went in there was out the fucking door. Now we have diesel, we have a chicken cranberry pie. Now we're going to carry on. Alright, so we've made it to Timaru. It is like 30 fucking degrees. So now just the final stretch to get to Rapid, load the car up, and get back out of here.
You don't scare me, but you should feel me. The sun is setting, don't trust your hearing. You made a monster, I'm their imposter. Go ahead and wander, but don't trust the water.
And here we are. Look at that, the car still exists. So, oh cock. They didn't turn the key off properly and the battery's dead flat. Oh well. So let's have a chat about what's happened to this car. It has a new fuel pressure rig. Lay that down a little bit, we'll just stick it on there. Bigger injectors, the bigger turbo obviously, the bigger exhaust, and the fun stuff. So it's got bigger cams, caliper cam gears and everything. Bigger lines in there, twin feed pumps, more wiring in the back for that. But that is a big diff return. The original return's clamped and welded off because obviously it doesn't have the original return anymore. But dual AEM pumps in there now as well. Nice bit of line that they obviously weren't using anymore. Has the Calford 272 and 264 cams installed. So we've got old cams in there. Obviously they've fitted the cam gears. Original cam gears are on the floor. Plates are on the floor. But now we needed to try fire it up and see what happens when we try start it, because it did suffer an engine failure on the dyno, unfortunately. This is another cool thing. So it's now got twin feeds on the rail as well. So let's try get it started and see what happens. Sorry about the Rhino alarm because we stole the battery out of that. Yeah. So unfortunately it suffered a bottom end failure. So yeah, that's unfortunate that that's happened, but we'll get it up on the trailer, get it home, and then at some point I'm going to pull this motor out, pull the sump off, and see what's happened to it. If I can find my dyno sheet. He said he'd put the dyno sheet in the car. So yeah, 742 it made, and then it let the bottom end go. Well, it lost oil pressure at 742. Looks like maybe he didn't throw the dyno sheet in there. I thought he said he had, but unfortunately that's where this is at. So pull it out, find out what went wrong, and maybe put a crankcase breather in there and try again. So yeah, as you could probably hear, it's developed a knock. It made 742 and then it lost its oil pressure, so that's very unfortunate. I will now be, yeah, like I said before, I'm going to strip it down, find out what happened. Hopefully it's not too bad. I don't know if I'll probably strip it down for the next month or so, but it'll get done. We're all loaded up now. I only ran it up to put it on the trailer. Wasn't planning on taking for a drive or anything, but we had to get up onto the trailer, so that was the way. But we had to steal the battery out of the Toronto. So 742 horsepower. He said at 28 psi, he said it would have made over 800, but I need to freshen up the bottom end, probably put a crankcase breather in there, and put a bit of clutch in there because the clutch was starting to let a little bit loose. I also want to bleed up the hydro and the brakes a bit better while it's all out and apart. So that's going to be another thing. So let's get it home, unload it off the trailer. We'll have a bit more of a chat about it, but basically it's got two 400 litre pumps in it now. It's got a Turbo Smart 2000 fuel rig instead of a Turbo Smart 1200. It's got originally had a -6 feed and a -6 return fuel line. It's now got two -6 feeds and a -8 return, which was the reasoning for upgrading the fuel pressure rig, was so that it could return all that fuel back to the tank, instead of winding out with excess pressure in the rail. So yeah, we'll get home, I'll chat a bit more. Just a little bit depressed to hear that knock. Wasn't exactly a nice sound, was it?
No, putting it bluntly, no, not at all.
So yeah, we'll get this back to Christchurch, lock up here at Rapid and be on our way back. And that's going to be that. So we'll see when we get back to Christchurch. Alright, loaded up. Home time, Tyler. Via a pub, maybe.
Mate, yeah, I think via a pub's definitely.
Via a pub.
Right,
Via a
right,
pub. Let's just have a quick pint, eh? See what Timaru does not have to offer.
Wow.
Maybe we just get out Timaru
STDs
first.
and meth?
Maybe we try a pub in Ashburton.
Oh, do you not want to catch some STDs and get some meth? Tomorrow. What else is there to do?
That could be their town slogan. Meth and STDs. Timaru, what else is there to do?
Exactly.
But yeah, so we got the back bumper back on. We've just biffed the front bumper in it. And now we'll get on our way back to Christchurch and get it unloaded at the other end because I have a tattoo this afternoon, so let's get this home. Alright, you drive out, I'll lock the gate. So we've just made a quick essential stop and now we're going to head home with this absolute pile of lard. So we time lapse and then we'll see you when we get there. For those of you that don't live in the South Island and haven't done a drive from Christchurch to Timaru, this is one of the longest, straightest, most boring roads you can drive. To the point there's no point time lapsing it because there's no fucking corners.
Hold on, Sam. There's always tyre mounds.
Yeah, there's always a tyre mound in the forest somewhere though. Or an abandoned shed.
Or cows.
Or cows. Which are not
More
deadly.
tyres. More tyres.
Yeah, another tyre stack. Cows aren't as fun as sheep. Sheep you can toot at them and they'll all go running together. Occasionally you can toot at one that's got its head stuck in a fence and that is just hilarious. But you can't do that with cows because cows don't have a single fuck to give. Do they? No. We've got the mighty Rhino just hanging on. The mighty pile of crap just sitting on the back. And we're probably about halfway home. Almost. And it is hot as fuck. But we have liquid motivation. Alright, we are back at sunny Christchurch. Now it's time to get the car home, move the ute, the pre-mount, throw the sphere on the back lawn. Oh, that's a bit of damage. Throw the sphere on the back lawn where it will probably spend the rest of its life rusting away while I cry. So that's about all it seems to be good for anymore. Alright, we've made it home, so move the other turds out to get the other turd in. One out. Well, let's start without using throttle. Yes. Gem. And she's home. So yeah, bottom line is something's gone wrong at the bottom end. So at some point we're going to pull it down and find out what. Ruben had his concerns about the sump in it. He said it didn't sit completely flat. There is the potential it's a crankcase breathing issue. It's something that's actually not uncommon when it gets to the sort of power that it's reached. It's that we're going to have a look at shimming the oil pump to get more oil pressure. Yeah, put a crankcase breather in there because the motor's coming out, so we might as well put a crankcase breather in there. See what the crank looks like. Fingers crossed it's not a grind, it's just a polish, and then hopefully it comes up all right. But we might grind it anyway and stick some oversized bearings in there while we're there if it's going to get polished. But that might not be for a month or two down the track, but stay tuned because you will find out. And that's unfortunately that. 742 horsepower and lost oil pressure. What are your thoughts on that, Tyler?
I'd be fucking bummed to be honest. I'm actually very upset because...
Well, you've known this car for years.
Yeah, I was hoping to go on a ride in it, but that's not happening now, is it?
One day it'll still happen. So I owe Tyler a ride.
Yeah.
There's a gentleman, Jeremy Collins, you would have seen him on Joel's channel not long ago. I owe him a ride. Joel didn't quite tell him what went wrong, so when you watch this, Jeremy, unfortunately you'll find out what went wrong. I really wanted to take you for a few laps at Chrome, which, I mean, Chrome didn't come to fruition, but unfortunately neither has the motor. And there's just still I've got a few mates that haven't been for rides in it yet, so there's still a few mates I want to take for rides, so stay tuned. One day soon we'll pull the motor out, we'll pull it down, and we'll see what happened there, and then we'll go look at 59 Impalas.
Yes. Yeah. If that's what Sam wishes, if that's what you guys wish, then let us know in the comments.
Let us know, because some of you like the Prem, so hell, a 59 Impala is a really, really cool car, and maybe when we go and look at it, Tyler will give you an idea on what his plans are with it. But for now, this is unfortunately it for this video. It's probably not a very long one by the time I edit it down, but pile of turds home. So now I'm going to spend the rest of my evening cleaning all this shit up and getting a tattoo. And I'll catch you guys next week.